Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to math class. Today we're going to be working on a TEA that you're going to have in your Google Classroom. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through the first two problems together. All right, friends. So first we have the Christina, a crow with a mass of 512 grams, landed on a fence. Her best friend, Pilar, a pigeon with a mass of 284 grams, landed right next to her. What was the total mass of the two bird friends on the fence? Which equations could represent this problem, and why do you think so? Drag the arrows to show your choices. 512 plus 284. 512 plus something equals 796, or 796 minus 512 equals something. Well, I feel like, okay, so because I was in present mode, I can't drag and drop. So I'm going to drag this arrow down over here. And then, because I know if I'm adding these together, because it says what is the total mass of the two birds. And I also know that if I think about flipping this, I could say 284 plus 512. This one doesn't make sense to me because 796, we don't get that answer from the problem. We could use that to check, or we could use this one to check because it's the subtracting. However, we don't know this right here. Does that make sense? So if you plugged in your own answer right here, the unknown, then you would get this as your total. Okay. So which equations did you choose and why? So we're just going to, you can use the voice to type, or you can write this out in your workbook page. I chose 512 plus 284 because I am joining two amounts together. And I'm also going to write on there about using the commutative property. And so we just flip the numbers, 284 plus 512 to solve. And then you see the amounts over here. All right, let's go to the next problem.
Aiden's story problem. Tim the crow is
friends with Carlos the pigeon. Together, Tim and Carlos have a mass of 796 grams. Tim is larger than Carlos and has a mass of 512 grams. What is Carlos's mass? Which equations could represent this problem? Why do you think so? Drag the arrows to show your choices. Which equations did you choose? Why?
Okay, so we're thinking about, together they have a mass of 796. That's our total. We know that they each have an amount, and when you put them together, it's 796. We know that one is 512. So looking at these problems, I know one weight of 512, and I know the total. So there are two choices here. The second one works because we're finding the unknown of the other mass. So you could put 512 on your timeline, or on your number line. We've been doing time a lot lately, haven't we? On your number line, and you can add up to 796, and then that would be your other mass, or you can use subtraction to solve for the unknown. Now, once you've found these two, you could use this to check to make sure that you get the number 796, which was given to us in the problem. So I'm going to click to add text, or you can write this out on your workbook page. I'm guessing It depends on what you have available. So I'm going to pick the last one first. Because I can subtract one mass from the total to find the missing mass. Okay, so I chose 512 plus something is equal to 796 because I can use the add up strategy to solve for the mass. And here we chose 796 minus 512 because I can subtract one mass from the total to find the missing mass. All right, we're going to keep going. So here it says a bird named Sal has a mass of 149 grams. Sal landed on a leaf next to a bird named Ted. Ted has a mass of 398 grams. How much do they have together? Be sure to label your answer with the correct units. Now remember that units is telling us the kind. So if it's grams or if it's kilograms or liters, we want to make sure that we label the unit. Unit means one or the type. Show your thinking with pictures, numbers, or words. And so how much mass do they have together? 149 grams. And 398 grams. When we put those together, we would just add 149 plus 398 equals, and so they're giving us these pieces here. We can use a number line app. I'm going to click on this. And I can actually put my number line at, let's click back over, 398. So 398, okay. And then I want my, I can use this number line to help me going back. I'm going to add 149. So looking at this, 100 more would be 498. So I can go all the way over here. And let's see. I wonder if we can do whole numbers. And we want our whole numbers. Let's go up in increments of 10. Let's see how that works. So again, our problem is $398 plus 149. So I'm going to use this. 300. It should let me draw on this. 398 plus 149. So we're going to start here at 398, which is about right here. And then I'm going to go 100 more. So 398 plus 100 more would be 498. So I'm going to find that about right here. And that would be my 100. And then I'm going to add 49 more. So I'm going to break this 49 into a number bond to help me do this a little bit easier. I know that I'm at 98, 99, 100. So I'm going to break this into actually 3 numbers. A 2, and then how many more to get 9? 7, and then a 40. So the first thing I'm going to do is jump 2. And then I'm just going to cross that out. Done, done. And now I'm going to go ahead and jump that 40. You know, it looks like it's 6. Okay, so I'm at 500. Now I'm going to go to 540. And then I can add the 7, and I would be at 547, which is really close to 550. And I'm going to change my color to 547. Let's check our work. 398 plus 100, 498. 498 plus 2 is 500. 500 plus 40 is 540. And then 500 plus 7 is 547. So we've done both of those. So 547 is our answer. So I can share my work by clicking on this share button, copy image. You can right click or you can do Control C. And when I go back, I can paste this in just like that. And then I can show my teacher my work, how I used a number line. And then I'll click here for the text. I want to make sure that I put in my answer, 547. And it said to label with the correct units. So it's not just 547, it's 547 grams. All right. You could have also used a number pieces app to build it with the hundreds, tens, and ones blocks, or you could have drawn a picture and placed that in here with your camera and your journal. All right, the next one says, a bird named Sal has a mass of 149 grams, and a bird named Ted has a mass of 398 grams. I feel like we just did that. How much more does Ted have than Sal? So we would take Ted's and subtract Sal's. So you're going to just be using the apps down here, or you can just use the algorithm. So to practice the algorithm, I'm going to stop sharing really quickly so that you can see my whiteboard. Okay, and I'm going to erase this problem from earlier. And our problem says 398 minus 149. 398 minus 149. So I'm going to subtract that. So the first thing I need to look at is 8 minus 9. 8 ones cannot take away 9 ones. So I need to regroup by changing the 9 tens into 8 tens. Now I'm going to add 1 10 to 8. 10 plus 8 is 18. Now 18 minus 9 is equal to 9. 8 minus 4 is equal to 4. Or 8 tens minus 4 tens. And then in the hundreds, 3 hundreds minus 100 is 2 hundreds. So the answer would be 249. At this point, I could hold up my whiteboard to my Chromebook, take the picture, and insert it into this problem. All right. The next one is continuing. There's a couple more on this page where it's continuing to ask you to add or subtract. You're going to use the apps to finish your work, and then you're going to submit that into your Google Classroom. All right, friends, that's all we have for today. I hope you have learned a lot, and do your best. Have a growth mindset, and we will see you soon. Bye.